Hey everyone, have you ever felt a shiver down your spine for no reason? A sudden sense of dread that you just can't explain? We often think of fear as something loud and obvious, like a jump scare in a horror movie, or the panic you feel when you in real danger. But what if I told you that the deepest, most unsettling fears are the ones that never make a sound? The ones that live in the quiet corners of our minds, the ones we actively avoid even thinking about. These aren't your typical phobias, like a fear of spiders or heights. We're talking about a different kind of fear. It's the anxiety that whispers to you in the middle of the night. The existential dread that hangs in the air when you're alone with your thoughts. It's the fear that exists without a specific memory or a clear cause. It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of insignificance, the fear of losing control, or the unsettling feeling that reality isn't quite what it seems. These are the thoughts we push away because they're too uncomfortable, too vast to comprehend. So, what would happen if we forced ourselves to look? What would these unspoken fears actually look like? Well, that's where things get really interesting. Recently, a group of researchers and artists decided to explore this very idea. They turned to artificial intelligence, a mind that isn't bound by human emotion or self-preservation. They gave the AI a fascinating and slightly terrifying prompt: visualize the concepts and fears that humans actively try not to think about. The AI didn't have our biases or our defense mechanisms. It just processed the request based on countless terabytes of human data or art. Our writing, our philosophies, our search histories. It analyzed everything we've ever created to understand the shadows we run from. And the images it generated are, well, they're something else. They're not just monsters or dark hallways. They are surreal, symbolic, and deeply, deeply unsettling. Let's take a look at some of them. This first one seems to represent the fear of being forgotten, of fading into nothingness. You can see these ghostly, translucent figures blending into a vast, empty landscape. There are no defining features, no identity. It's the visual representation of the thought. What if I live my whole life and leave no mark, as if I was never here at all? It's a quiet, cold fear, and the AI has captured that feeling of cosmic loneliness perfectly. Now look at this next one. This image seems to tackle the fear of losing our minds, of our own thoughts turning against us. It shows a human-like form, but the head is exploding into a chaotic swarm of abstract shapes and distorted faces. It's the visual equivalent of intrusive thoughts. The terror of your own consciousness becoming a labyrinth you can't escape. The AI visualized the internal chaos that we try so hard to keep contained. It's not about an external threat. It's the horror of the enemy being inside you. And then there's this one, which might be the most profound. It visualizes the fear of the meaningless passage of time. You see endless, repeating corridors and clocks, with no hands, stretching into an infinite, bleak horizon. It captures that dreadful feeling of being stuck in a loop, of days blurring together without purpose or progress. It's the fear that we're just passengers on a journey to nowhere, and all our struggles are ultimately pointless. The AI didn't just draw a clock, it drew the feeling of being trapped by time itself. What's so powerful about these AI-generated images is that they bypass our conscious mind and speak directly to our subconscious. They give form to the formless. They make us confront the very things we spend our lives trying to ignore. It's a strange and uncomfortable experience, but it's also incredibly fascinating. It's like looking into a mirror that reflects not your face, but your deepest, most hidden anxieties. Seeing these fears visualized doesn't necessarily make them go away, but in a way, it makes them less powerful. When you can see something, when you can name it and study it, it loses some of its terrifying ambiguity. It becomes something you can understand, something you can talk about. Maybe that's the real value of this experiment. It's a reminder that we all share these deep existential worries. You're not alone in these feelings. What do you think? Did any of these images resonate with a fear you've never quite been able to put into words? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. It's a heavy topic, but an important one. Thanks for watching, and if you found this exploration as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more dives into the strange and wonderful corners of our world. See you next time.